Okay, well, I want to first of all welcome all of you to the MD4 Cabinet Secretary Training class. As I explained to some people already, I have been Cabinet Secretary 7 times. So hopefully some of my experience I can share with you. I want to congratulate you all on for those that have accepted the position of Cabinet Secretary. The success of your district during this coming year will depend to a great extent on whether it has an effective secretary. Uh, Manny, can you bring up the district structure? No, that's my back to number 2. Or keep going. There we go. As you can see here, the cabinet secretary reports directly to the district governor. So it's important that you have great communication with your district governor. And now is the time that you should be talking with your district governor and setting up your year. There's a lot to do in the coming year prior to you starting on July 1. Let's go to the duties of the cabinet secretary, which I believe is the next slide. Whoops, I'm sorry, we got to back up one. Back up to the overview. Yeah. Hopefully this is what we're going to go over today. District structure, duties of cabinet secretary, working with the district governor, some district forms, your cabinet secretary on MyLCI, annual conventions, ordering supplies, some miscellaneous items, and I have a contact list for you. Now we'll skip down to the duties of the secretaries. These are just a few little bullet points, but your main focus is keeping accurate and complete records for the proceedings of the district and cabinet meetings. Each governor is required to have 4 district meetings and 4 cabinet meetings. Now, the difference between the two is a district meeting is for all Lions members in your district. A cabinet meeting is just for your immediate cabinet, your zone chairs, your region chairs, your treasurer, your VDGs, and whoever else the district governor might want. Some people confuse a district meeting with a cabinet meeting and vice versa, but that's basically the definition. Now, within 5 to 7 days after these meetings, you should forward copies of the minutes promptly to all cabinet members and to LCI at districtadmin@lionsclub.org. And again, this information is in the cabinet secretary manual that you can get online, and it's form LA-40. Or you can email me and I'll send you download it if you have trouble finding it. Part of your other responsibilities is that you will collect the monthly membership reports. Now, in years past, you had to collect them through the mail and that, but now with MyLCI, each club goes online, reports their membership, and you can, as cabinet secretary, you just go in under MyLCI and you can see the reports, who has reported and who hasn't. Another thing is you want to talk with your district governor is, does he want you to set up his club visitations, and how involved does he want you with the club visitations? Next. It's important that you keep all your clubs in the loop via either constant contact, email, newsletter, mailing list, whatever your district has available for you. And communication with your district governor is very key. You have to stay in communication with him and have a working relationship, because his year depends a lot on you too. And other requirements will be other functions that may be asked by the district governor as they arise. I know I'm fumbling. I'm sorry, everyone. Now, to get started in your year, next screen, Manny. Some important forms that you need to make sure that the outgoing secretary has filled out. One of the most important ones is the District Convention Form DA-20 and the District Cabinet Officers Reporting Form DA-903. These two forms, number one, advises that your governor has been elected and that he is the incoming governor. And also on the cabinet officer form, the outgoing cabinet secretary needs to list you as the incoming cabinet secretary so that on July 1, you have full access to MyLCI and everything under the Lions, MyLion and MyLCI. Approximately about a week, maybe 2 weeks before, or I would say around June 15th, you should be able to, if outgoing secretary has filed these forms, you should be able to log in and go into the training mode and look at all the things that you have capabilities of viewing and seeing. So you want to make sure those reports are done. Also, a year from now, as you become outgoing secretary, you will be required to fill out these forms. Now, the top two forms, the district governor's meeting visitation form, the M26, you may or may not be required to fill out. That depends on your district governors. Some district governors, when they you set up the visitations, they ask you to pre-fill out the form, or they may just do it all on their own. But this is a requirement from LCI for them to get reimbursed on their expense form. They must have a club visitation form if they have any expenses due to the visitation. And that's what the C30 form is. So this is something you need to verify with your governor of how much involved does he want with that with you. If your outgoing cabinet secretary has not ordered your officer badges for next year and she wants you to do it, you can go online at the store and do it. And the form is DA-1000. And that gives you all the numbers for the region badges, the zone chairs, all the different badges, and you can order them there. Do remember though, it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get these badges, so you should be ordering them now and check with your outgoing cabinet secretary to make sure. Skipping down to the district governor biographical on the first and second, these are forms that you won't need until you're outgoing a year from now, and that's just information on the incoming VDGs and and your incoming district governor. The last form is a very important form, which is called a PU 101, and it can be done by mail. It can be done written and mailed in, but most clubs do it online, again in MyLCI, and you will have access as they report them, and you will also see who has not reported their club officers. And this is important that you make sure these clubs get these forms in, because this is the only way LCI has of contacting them and getting information to them that they send out direct, and also for you for contacting and your directories. Right now, all those forms are due every year by May 15th. So your current club cabinet secretary should already be collecting these. Any questions so far? Okay. I hope I'm not going too fast. Okay, MyLCI. Next one, Manny. Okay, in MyLCI, as a cabinet secretary, you can view data of all club districts, view and print various reports, and assign one-year district chairpersons and assign a cabinet secretary. What you cannot do is you cannot assign a 3-year district chairperson. You cannot update club records. You cannot submit club membership or service activity reports, and you cannot designate next year's officers. Okay, Manny, is there any chance you can go to the MyLCI the login screen? Because I want to show you in MyLCI, when you log in as cabinet secretary. By the way, if you hold any other position in MyLCI or within the club or the district, you have to check in the upper right-hand corner before you log in, or after you log in, I'm sorry, the title which you want to be known as. What, as you can see, Manny has a few. So this is where you would choose your what position and what title you want to use. Your highest ranking title always comes up first. You're automatically logged in. So like, for example, I'm cabinet secretary and I'm club secretary, but cabinet secretary, when I log in, is the one that's going to be coming up. Now, if we could move over to my district. And scroll down to reports. In my LCI, these are reports that you're going to be using throughout the year. They're listing your region and zone chairs, which your governor will have to go in and assign within the first 30 days of him taking office, or he may ask you to assign them. Again, that's something up for discussion. The club monthly reporting history tells you what, by club, what their activity for the last 2 years. Which you can see which clubs have been doing the reporting and which haven't. The monthly membership report detail tells you the club's activity for the month, whether they've added, dropped, transferred, had a fallen lion. The club roster, you could go in club by club and report print a roster of each club, just their members, who's with that club. Deceased members are your fallen lions. Drop members are what the clubs have dropped, and the new members are new members. And also you can break out your life members and your family unit reports. So those are just a few reports that you can get through MyLCI to help your governor in that. So, any questions so far? We might get done way before. Okay, let's go down now to other documents. Other documents that you might have to use during the year, like I said, is club rosters, printing out the Constitution and bylaws for your district, which you can get online again, and that number is LA-1. Correspondence, you want to make sure you keep very accurate records of correspondence. And then under annual conventions, sorry about that. MyLCI, or LCI, I should say, has developed a program within MyLCI where, Manny, I'm sorry, can you go back to that document or the My District page? I know I'm a little all over the place this morning. I really apologize. Go back to my district. Now go to conventions. And I think this is a great idea. Now, instead of doing your conventions or your delegates handwritten, make sure your cabinet secretary, outgoing, or even yourself puts your convention when it is determined in that form under conventions, where when you first pop it up, it'll say add convention. And by doing that, when it comes time for your convention to pop up, you will get a delegate report telling you how many delegates each club has available and if they're in good standing or not. Now, remember, all delegates have to be a member for a year and a day. And new clubs, less than a year old, only have one delegate. So this is why this area right here is really very helpful once you get close to your convention. And also with international going virtual this year, you can, if your delegates want to vote in the international, you can go in under your district and it should list the international convention, and you can assign delegates via the MyLCI and get a printout saying that they confirmed as their delegate. So they're trying to get more and more clubs and districts to use this rather than the old paper form of delegates and things like that. So that's a new tool. And when you get in the training mode, you might want to use that, might want to explore that area. One thing nice about the training mode is that once you're in the training mode, you can do anything you want and it affects absolutely nothing. So you can add, delete, and it's really a good chance for you to get comfortable with MyLCI if you're not comfortable with it already. Some of you might be using it already to great extent. Others, may have never seen it before. So like I said, try going in that training area once you get access and explore as much as possible. I think basically everyone knows how to order supplies now online through the club supplies. This is where you might want to get, your badges and different items that the governor might ask you to order, like a gavel or things like that. The clubs or the cabinet secretary, the cabinet treasurer, and the district governor have ordering access. In other words, once you're assigned, cabinet secretary can go into clubsupplies.org and order, and the bill will be sent to your treasurer. You are the only 3 people that can order anything on the district master account. So is there any questions there? Constitution and bylaws, we've gone over a little bit. We've gone over reporting online. We've gone over delegates. Conventions, I think I went a little fast. Any questions, or what am I missing that you would like to know more about? No questions? Oh, I think unmute. You got to unmute, Bill.
Just wanted to make a comment. One of the things I found out this year that I didn't realize is that when somebody transfers from one club to another on that, they have to be in the new club for a year and a day before they can be a delegate. So
Yes.
even if you're a 30 or 40-year Lion, if you transfer to another club, you have to be in that club for a year and a day before you can be their delegate. So.
Right. I don't know why why that is. I think it has to do something with a glitch in the system that they treat it as a new person, but we'll go from there. Paul, unmute.
Yes, I did. I have a question about honorary member.
On what?
Honorary member.
Uh-huh.
It's my understanding you're not a member of that club. You should be somebody out in the community who have helped this club significantly. However, I see some clubs listing on their MMR or their list that person as an honorary member, and the person is a member of another club. Should they be adding that onto their list of members as an honorary member?
Okay. Glad you brought that up. Under
Yes.
membership opportunities,
Right.
there's 7 different types of members that you can be. Honorary member is, and this is form ME-105, and it's an important form to download and get if you want, because it also tells you the voting rights and dues, who pays dues and who does not pay dues. But I'll read you what it says. An honorary member is not a member of a Lions Club, but may be granted honorary membership by a Lions Club for having performed outstanding service, period. Honorary member pays no club dues. The club pays the district dues and international dues. They cannot hold a district or an international office. They have no voting privileges and they cannot be a delegate, and they are not considered, they are subtracted from the membership total when it comes to figuring out how many delegates a club has. Does that
So-
answer?
If a person is a member of another Lions Club
Uh-huh.
and another Lions Club puts that same person in as an honorary member, can they do that?
Yes.
All right.
Because an honorary member is not a member, a member like you and me.
Yeah.
They're just honorary. They're in name only. Like I'm an honorary member of another club, and they did it just because I helped them get started and they wanted to show me some appreciation. So yeah, you can be an honorary member. You just have no
so-
rights.
And so are they counted as the total membership of that club?
Yes, and no.
Yeah.
Yes, overall, they're considered they're listed in the membership. But as I said, when it comes to determine actual members for delegates and for your member count percentage wise, no, they're not counted. They're
Okay.
subtracted out.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help.
Mhm.
Nancy?
Yes,
I missed what an LA1 is.
pardon me?
I missed what an LA1 is. What
L-
is an LA1?
An LA1. Let me get, do you have that bring up that? Oh, what did I say LA1 was? Now you got me confused.
I don't know. I wrote it down and had nothing next to it.
I'll have to look it up and can I let you know, Jeannie?
Is that
Yes.
not the Constitution and bylaws?
Yeah, that's it. See, what would I do without you, Linda?
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're
I kind of got my papers out of order here, so, yeah. Let's look here. Do we have any other questions while I'm looking for this? All right. Yeah, it's the LCI Constitution and bylaws.
Thank you.
And you should also get a hold of your district and the MD4 Constitution and bylaws too, and you should have them all available. Sherry, do you have a question? Okay, I think Manny's gonna bring them up.
And they're now put in the word standard. And because that's how they're found in the search engine as a standard. So there's standard district, standard club, standard multiple district. You'll see all of these here. And they're now in PDF and in Word.
Nancy and Manny, Sherry is asking in the chat mode for someone to look at the chats. And needs to be unmuted.
Unmuted is at her end.
Can you
Uh,
ask her to unmute?
Sherry, go to your bottom part of your screen where the microphone is and hit it, and it should go from red to green.
She has a broken mic, so she said she'll
Oh.
communicate through the chat.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and read the chat, Nancy.
I'm sorry, what, Manny?
You look at your chat. Is there any move to automate
Okay.
forms is one question.
Yeah, she's saying associate member and honorary member. Okay, an associate member is a little different. And an associate member has active membership in one Lions Club and is an associate membership in a second club in their community or residence or employment. An associate member does pay club dues. They don't pay district dues. They don't pay international dues. They cannot hold a district office or a international office. They have club voting privileges on club matters only and cannot be a delegate and at district or international. So that's the difference between an associate and honorary. And an associate member, just so you know, as of, I believe 2 years ago, the last year I was cabinet secretary, is a club cannot add an associate member. A club has to go to MyLCI and ask for an associate member to be added. Why? I don't know. All I know is that you need to send them the information and they will add the associate member. Does that answer your question, Sherry?
No, well, her actual question is, do they plan to move to automating these reports and forms?
I'm sorry, what, Manny?
Are they planning the forms that you have been explaining? Do they plan to automate them, put them online?
Most of them are online. You can fill them in and print them. I have not seen them on the website yet. I did contact MyLCI this past week and asked them for the most current cabinet secretary manual, because the one I was been referring to is from 2016. And they said that is the most current one. So they're a little behind, but no, the forms, most of the forms are fill in and sign and download. Some items I want to check with you about before your term begins. I want to go back over that a little bit.
Okay, Nancy?
Yeah.
Real quick, she did have a second question there, Sherry did. Also,
Okay.
if you can look at her chat, is there any move to expand the cabinet secretary's access so we can do the work of our DG when the clubs have an issue?
Okay. No, my understanding is they keep a very tight rein on the cabinet secretary and treasurer position. They do not want control. They do not want a cabinet secretary to have control over club issues. And they keep a very tight divide. The district governor has a lot more access, and that you have to work with your district governor on how much he wants you involved in that. I know some district governors will give their cabinet secretary their access. They will give them, each district governor at the beginning of the year is allowed 5 guests on their access. And some district governors will list their cabinet secretary as a guest and give them a little more access. But that is right now the only way you can gain excess access.
Okay.
Yeah.
She had another question, and then Bill
Yeah.
had a thing up. Does the admin position allow more access?
No. The admin position it's really the same position that you have as a club secretary or a cabinet secretary. The only reason they have this admin, and the way it was explained to me by PID Howard Hudson, is it's basically a backup to you. In other words, you assign that to someone that, say, for example, if you're going to go on vacation, or you have something comes up, or you suddenly get ill, somebody can go in and continue on without having to wait to get access and a delay. So basically, an admin is the same position. It's just sometimes it's the same person, sometimes they have two different people. So
One of the things the district administrator can do, work with clubs when they're reporting service. If they're having problems, they can actually do the report for the club.
okay,
Yes.
I'll have to look into that, because
Yeah.
the last thing I have on my Lions is know that a
Yeah,
cabinet
yeah.
secretary. Well, now that's different. You're talking about an admin, a district admin, as compared to a cabinet secretary.
Yes, district administrator.
I'd have to look that up, and
Yeah, there's a little more access for the district administrator to help out, especially in helping clubs with my LCI and issues. They can help them get online, or they can enter service form. So
okay, but
we've done that in the past.
that's more under the service end of it and activities
yeah.
than what a cabinet secretary's duties are. Cabinet secretary's duties really don't include service activities, and that the only thing that you have there is reporting to your district governor if he asks you how is LA Diamond doing on their activities, or which club in the district has the most activities. Is more of a research tool for you to gather information rather than you work with information.
Yeah, there was there's two questions that were asked. Was the first one is there going to be a cabinet secretary training at the convention? That's one. And then the other one, the GST can report for the clubs.
Saturday afternoon between 2 and 3 is the cabinet secretary training at convention.
There you go.
And then
probably
the other one is the GST can report for the clubs, and I presume that's for service.
Yeah, that I don't know anything about. I'm just really in the cabinet secretary mode. This is a fairly new position from my understanding, so I'll have to do some research on it. I'm sorry I couldn't be more help. Yes, Paul?
As far as I know, the district GST cannot report for an individual club. They have to do it on their own. And the club administrator has the same power as the president and the secretary only to help them. That's what I know.
Okay. Yeah, see. So the service, what did you say it was, Manny? DCS, District Cabinet Service?
Oh, no, it's the GST, Global Service Team Member.
Oh,
So there's a
yeah.
GST, the GMT, GLT. So that's Service
Okay.
Leadership Membership. And
Yeah,
they
see.
report under the GAT.
That is a new area for me. So Manny may be able to answer your questions in that aspect of the GST and things like that. I don't have that information handy. So
In my LCI, there in the website, they do have job descriptions for each level in the portal for the GA team. So if you need, somebody asks, what am I going to do? You can go there and you can go to the portal and get their job duties and where they can get stuff at.
okay, I do have a workbook that I used when I trained at the MD4 conventions in the past, and at the end of this, is my email address. If you email me, I will send you everything we've talked about today. I'll send you the cabinet secretary manual. I'll send you all the forms. The only thing I won't send you is Constitution and bylaws, only because that is the file is way too big. But I will send you the forms we talked about. I will send you the PowerPoint that was on here today. All that information I will send to you because it's already set up to send on my other computer. So hopefully that'll help you. Just email me. I think we've basically gone over everything. Oh, let's touch base a little bit on district governor's visitations. District governor is required to meet with every club at least once a year. Hopefully more than once, maybe twice. Now, with this pandemic, some districts are still doing just Zoom visitations. Some are not doing any at all. Some are slowly getting back into physical locations. So you need to talk with your governor, and he needs to tell you how he wants to handle his club visitations. My suggestion is it's either Zoom, or if he's going to do a phone call to them and check in on them, or if he's actually going to go out there, as soon as possible, you need to start the calendar, which means you need to check with your governor on how many times a week he wants to go. Some governors only want to do 1 or 2 visitations a week. They take all year to do their visitations. Other governors want them done by, say, Thanksgiving. So it's important you know how often you can schedule a visitation. When you do schedule a visitation, it's important that you let the club know what the district governor agenda is, and that nothing else should be going on that day at that meeting. In other words, they shouldn't have another guest or anything like that. The governor should be allowed 15 to 20 minutes to speak and talk, and allow time for question and answering. If dinner is, and as a cabinet secretary, you should know a heads up. Is the club paying for the governor's dinner or lunch or breakfast or whatever time the meeting is, if it's going to be on site? Or is everybody expected to pay for their own? Does the governor want you to go with him? I know my district governors have always asked me to tag along and take notes. So it's important that you talk with him. And this is something that you could even probably start working on now, especially if you can get copies of the PU 101s, which is the monthly membership report. So you can, because you'll have to set up a spreadsheet of when all the clubs meet. So you can put in dates in that. Also, you need to talk with the district governor regarding your attendance on other things. Does he expect you to attend council of governors meetings with him? This is very rare. Also, the conventions and things like that. So these are a lot of things that you should be talking with your district governor now. You should be preparing a calendar of like the district meetings and the cabinet meetings and any other special things coming up. For example, get with the GLTs to see when they plan on doing leadership training, so that you can post this all on a general calendar and know and get the information to the clubs. It's really important right now, especially during this pandemic, that we get this information to the clubs, because a lot of the clubs are floundering. They just have no idea what's going on and what they're doing. Now I'm going to go back to the district meeting and the cabinet meeting and go into a little more detail. At a district meeting and a cabinet meeting, your district governor will probably ask you to prepare an agenda. on the cabinet meeting, it's advisable that once a date is set, that at least 7 to 10 days prior to the date of the cabinet meeting, which is requiring just the cabinet members, that you send an email to all these, to your cabinet members and say, will you or will you not be attending? And if they're not going to be attending, you may ask why, because your governor will probably ask you why someone isn't there. Your first cabinet meeting, you should have, well, every cabinet meeting, you should have a sign-in sheet so that you know exactly who's there and who didn't show. Because this is going to be important for your governor too. After your first meeting, at the following meetings, you'll have to approve the previous cabinet meeting minutes. Now, cabinet meeting minutes are only approved at cabinet meetings, and district meeting minutes are only approved at district meetings.
No.
You will need to get the outgoing, from the outgoing cabinet secretary, the minutes from the fourth quarter district meeting of this year, because when you have your first district meeting and starting in the new year of July 1, whenever your district meeting is, usually August or that, you will have to either have them present the minutes, or you will present the minutes for approval. And the same thing with convention minutes. This year's convention, a year from now, when you hold your convention, you will have to have copies of those minutes to get those minutes approved. Am I clear? Oh, everybody clear? I know we're working 9 months ahead and a year ahead, but these are little things that you need to put in a tickle file so that you know. Also at cabinet meetings and district meetings, I always ask if we're having like the student speaker or a peace poster or even the governors, first and second, if they're making a report at any of the meetings, I ask if they can give me a summary of their meeting in writing or, on printout, so that I don't have when you're in a meeting, you don't have to constantly make notes and it's easier just to take the report and you have it and you can understand it. I think we have some questions, Manny. Oh, Sherry, is it Sherry? You wanted to know, you have actually the book says 5 to 7 days, but LCI technically gives you up to 10 days after a meeting to send them to them. And you should get them out to the cabinet within 5 to 7 days. And you need to talk to your district governor. Some district governors don't have you send the minutes out to all the members of the district meeting. You just wait until the next district meeting. Some district governors ask you to send them out, which will again be a bulk mailing or on constant contact, or even post them on, if you have a website, post them on your website in the library. That's what we do. So those are the minutes, when you have to get the minutes. And the minutes go to, and I have this written down, district administration at lionsclub.org. Some people send them to the English department, some send them to the membership department. They go to district administration at lionsclub.org.
There was a question from Linda.
Oh, okay. I've been asked to explain the difference between a cabinet meeting and a district meeting. A cabinet meeting is held 4 times a year, just like a district meeting, but a cabinet meeting is held usually approximately a week prior to a district meeting. And this is for your cabinet members only. And when I say cabinet members only, it's your governor, first, second, your cabinet secretary, your treasurer, region chair, zone chairs, all your GAT team members, and anybody else that the governor might choose to have there, like a student speaker chairman or a peace poster chairman or a fundraising chairperson. This is where he gets updates on what's going on in the district and everything. And, oh, excuse me. It's it's not open to everybody. It really should be kept to just your cabinet. You can't exclude anybody, but you should
Board meeting then, yeah.
be just open to your cabinet members. A district meeting is usually held about a week after the cabinet meeting, and that's where you invite your whole membership in your whole district. Everybody can attend, but due to the pandemic, if you do it by Zoom, people can attend. If you're not doing it by Zoom in site, you're very limited right now on how many people you can have. I know here in LA County, we can have, what, 150, Manny, at most places? And that, so, and a district meeting is where your district governor, your first and second, give a report. The district governor may have a visiting district governor from another district and want to give him time to speak. It's a time for your convention chairs and LCIF and Lions Float Inc., all these different committees to talk to the members there of that are attending a district meeting. Does that clear it up, Linda?
Yeah, it's what we used to call a pre-cab meeting. So.
Yeah. See, and
It
when
was
I first came,
clarification for others, and I just wanted to make sure that, yeah.
yeah. And see, when I first came into it, everything was a district meetings. I was so confused, like, what's, okay, we're having, but yeah, basically one is a very small committee meeting and the other one is for all members. And they're usually held about a week apart, maybe 7 to 10 days. And your cabinet meeting reports are going to be a little bit more detailed. Some motions are made there. That's where the finances, the cabinet members approve the finances for the month or for the quarter, however long it's been. So that when he presents them to to all the members at the district meeting, they've been they've been approved by the cabinet. So basically, your district meeting is just more communication from everything that's going on in the district. And it also gives your clubs a chance to, if they're having fundraisers, put material out on a fundraiser they might doing or a service activity. I know at our district meetings, at the end of it, we allow the presidents 1 minute to 2 minutes to talk about anything coming up within the next quarter to do. So any other questions on that?
I think, Kathy, did you have your hand up?
Who?
Okay.
Oh, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Okay. Let's see. I think we've covered just about everything. Is there any area that I can go into more detail about? Yes, Paul.
It's my understanding that as part of the GAT team, the GMT acronym is now the GMA, Global Membership Approach.
Global
That's what our-
membership, what?
Approach.
Manny? I'll defer that to you because I
Yeah, they're renaming a lot of stuff and you'll see that come up. The bylaws and the job descriptions will be out July 1. So as they transition over, I would say stay tuned. Your title may change on this. Well, it will change. They just haven't rolled it out. Your area, you basically your area GAT or GMT may know that, but they may not because they're just releasing everything. As you can see, there's a lot of big changes that they're going to be doing with titles and job descriptions. So keep your eyes out for that. My recommendation is after the convention or after July, go into the district bylaws because you'll see the date change and get the job description from there. If not, the website will have the update. I don't think they've done anything yet online. They have a tendency of doing everything after the convention. I hope that helps.
Manny, can you bring up DA 20?
DA 20.
Yeah,
Okay,
DA
yeah.
20. It's a
What's the district what?
district convention report.
Okay, district.
The reason I'm going to show you guys this because this is what you're going to be filling out a year from now, but this is what you need to make sure that the outgoing cabinet secretary has filled out. Basically, it gives your convention date and verifies your election. It lists the elected incoming governor, first vice district governor, and second vice district governor. I don't know if you guys can't see it there, but so this is the only way that they're going to get access online too. And I should have had put these in with the slides. I apologize. I'm so used to having a class with a workbook, and so Linda knows. Okay, where are we?
I am looking for it.
Actually, it's faster if you go into search and put in DA-20, DA-20. There you go.
Okay, I'll have to run over to, let me just change out to stand by. There it is.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so this is the convention report that your outgoing cabinet secretary needs to file immediately after your current convention, and you'll need to file it a year from now when you have your convention. And it's a very simple form. And you will need to get the district governor's signature at the bottom and date it and get it sent in to district, and it tells you at the bottom where to send it. How much trouble would it be to bring up one more? The
Not a problem.
DA-903.
Okay.
I've talked about these forms. I thought maybe since we have time, we could give them.
903.
Yeah, 903. So how's everybody feeling? Have I been helpful? Yes, no?
Yes.
If
One
you
of the
have-
questions that
Okay. This is what's going to give you access in your year 2022.
Oh boy, she better have a good secretary.
Pardon me?
Ain't gonna be me.
Your outgoing cabinet secretary needs to put your name and fill in all this information for you. Some districts, the cabinet secretary is also the treasurer. So they need to fill that in. And then again, get the district governor to sign off on it and get it sent in ASAP. And a year from now, you'll do the exact same thing. This is the only way, and the sooner it's done, the sooner then you'll be able to get into the training mode. So you might want to, if you've already had your convention, you might want to check with your outgoing cabinet secretary to see if this has been done. So I believe, Manny, if we can scroll down to, I believe it's number 10, the emails. One more. There we go. Here are a few emails you might want to write down. The district and club administration, that's where your minutes go. Information and technology, that's for my LCI questions or problems. And I do know with the pandemic, they have had some glitches. I'll get your question in just 1 minute, Donna. But if you have any questions regarding my LCI or need help with something, that's where you go. My LCI at lionsclub.org. And then clubs and club supplies is club supplies at lionsclub.org. And those are your three main ones. Donna had a question. She asked if the form is signed by the current district governor or the incoming district governor. It is signed by the current district governor. The cabinet officer and the convention form is signed by the current district governor. This is saying that they approved that, yes, you had the election. Yes, the convention was held. These people were all elected. And also that these are the incoming cabinet officers. So it's by the current one. Oh, Manny, we have another request for another form. And I have to get you the number. It's the badges. Got it here. It's tough working with a bum finger. Oh, DA 1000. Okay, and why Manny's bringing that up, if everyone has a pen and pencil, I'm going to give you my email address. It's C as in cat, S as in Sam, 4L2 at msn.com. Oh, that should be an N instead of an M. MSN is in Nancy. So if you email me, James, I got your email. I will write it down and I will get you these the booklet sent out to you. All right, this here is the district order form. Manny, can you scroll down to the next page? I believe it has the, oh, it doesn't. Scroll back up. That's okay. When you go in to order these online, when you put the number in, it will show you that the governor badges are rectangle. The cabinet secretaries and the region and zone chairs are circles and that. And what you'll basically do is it's filling, basically, once you put the number in at the club supplies, it's fill in the blanks. You basically put the district number, the person's name, And they ask either for club or the city that they live in. And that's it. And the year, what year they're in the office. And it can be done online. It's a lot easier, a lot faster. You also should check too, next year when you're ordering them, your current cabinet secretary should be ordering these now, is if don't forget to order one for your immediate past district governor. So does that help with the convention or with the ordering forms? Oh, got some more questions.
Is there a separate order form for patches?
There's not an order form for patches. It's they're just done online. I can give you the number if you give me a minute. And those also should be ordering now because, and all this comes direct from the LCI store, or unless you have a local authorized dealer to do patches and badges. And you can lost club supplies. Oh, yeah, Crest and that. Okay, here. Trying to remember what the number is. It's been a long time since I ordered. It's called the District Crest. And it's number A150. And when you go in, if you just put that in, and again, it's fill in the blank, you put the title, the district number, and the year. And they take 4 to 6 weeks, and they're $21.95. So, how else can I help y'all today? We have a little bit more time. Okay. Manny, do you have, did you write everybody down who attended? Who's here?
Not yet, but I'll do that.
Okay, can you do that?
I can probably download a report too.
Okay.
One more question, Nancy.
All the questions you have, one.
About district directories. Are we sending those to Cass, or does she not want them anymore?
That's a district governor thing, because normally what happens, and I don't know if it's changed at the COG, but usually at the joint COG in August, each governor takes like 15 or 16 and exchanges them with gives every other governor one, and I believe gives Cass one too.
Okay.
Now, that was as of 2 years ago. This past year, I've totally been on a loop. Manny, has that changed?
Well, I think we're all out of the loop because there was no physical meeting.
Yeah, but I would say, yeah, if your governor usually handles that when he goes to the joint, because the governors exchange pins, directories, and that at the first meeting. So he might ask you to send it to Cass, but normally it's done all at the joint council meeting.
Yeah, this year, each governor mailed a package to the other governors and to the council, to the office for Cass, so.
Okay. Well, I know you guys are having an actual COG meeting, aren't you, this year? A physical one?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to take a quick look here through my old notes to make sure I've gone over everything. My biggest thing I want to stress is that you really under my LCI, under that reports screen that we went on, all those reports, when you get into the training mode, go in and look at those because some of them can be really helpful to you as a quick reference with your clubs and where people are in that. So, any more questions? I kept the tutorial to a short because I thought more questions would get more information out, and that I hope that was okay with everyone.
Great job.
Question I had is who's the 659 number so I can put it on the roster? 659-346. Are you there? Just I'll have to search that number. I'll have to dig deep.
Someone is asking about anyone knows of a website to order district officer blazer uniforms. I don't have an I don't have one. Does anybody else have a local or an online company where you get blazers? Paul, go ahead.
I used Amazon. They got a whole ton of stuff.
Yeah. I've had mine for 7 years, so, luckily all my governors have used the same black jacket, except I had one governor that went red on me. And, but yeah, so it's been a few years and that. Did we find out who 659 was?
No, hasn't. Are you there? The one with the phone number?
659
Number, I'm Aura Seiler, District 4C.
4C?
District 4C4.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Aura Seiler.
Thank you.
Yeah, because
Is that 650-346-3?
Well, I see it. You have one or the other. I just didn't know who it was because it only shows phone numbers.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I have to turn in to the global leadership leader, MD4, who attended today's class. So
Okay.
I think with that, we are going to be done about 15 minutes earlier, unless I have more questions. Governor Bill, did you have
you.
some?
Hi, Nancy, I'll email you.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, it's cs4l2@msn.com.
Yes, thank you.
No, great presentation. Thank you for your
Thank
time this
you.
morning. Yeah.
Well, I hope I
Thank you.
didn't fumble too much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you.
all for attending. Again, throughout your year, I'm available. So just call me if you need something or if you can't find something. I'll be more than willing to help however I can. So again, thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. You'll hear from me.
Pardon me?
I said you will hear from me.
Oh,
For sure.
okay. Thank you, my dear. Oh, I think we have a question down here. Yes, Sherry, I will, when you send me an email, you can share my email address. And that, so that's it, folks.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. Have a great weekend and happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Thank you.